We're live. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. The world blames mom when it. Damn it! The world blames dad when it's really your mom. What's cracking, everybody? I think we're live. I don't know how I look. I'm over here sitting in my chair. My back already hurts. Good thing we stuck with these chairs because we're contemplating another chair. And I think the other chairs would have been worse. Hydro says no notification. Well, if you can click on the notifications tab and choose personalized, I guess, with a little bell, and you can pick all notifications. I don't know why YouTube
is hating.
does that. I noticed that on other social media platforms too. Like, say I like on Instagram, I like a video or something, and I leave a comment, and then someone replies to my comment on their video, and then it shows me that I have to re-like the video like I never liked it. And I've noticed that. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, sometimes it takes away things. I don't get notifications.
I've also had people tell me that they've had to refollow me on Instagram.
That's happened. I've been booted off pages.
I mean, I don't know why. I'm not going to jump to conclusions.
What's up? Mr. Bang just jumped into the chat.
Emmanuel
Bang.
Skip ads. I got the stream pulled up so I can see. My hair's looking like I'm applying for the new Kingpin movie.
What's up? Love JOG Christine Stewart and her sister Catherine, the twins, some 20 twins. Manny Smith says banging. That's right. Where's my coffee? Just gotta let people stroll in here real quick.
Hopefully they're getting notifications.
Cameras on. What up, Steven? Dude, we thought Skip was asking about you, Steve. He's like, where's Steven? Anyone heard from Steven? What's going on, buddy? I hope everything's good with you. Mr. Stephen Willful.
Yeah.
Clean these lenses off so I can see.
So today's a good day. I feel like the days just be flying by.
Yeah, the camera's a little crooked. A little further back than normal, looking a little crazy.
Plus we got, I have this laptop, so we got a little coffee and
Still feels kind
our
of.
pal Ben.
Still feels kind of crazy.
He's back here.
Why is that thing so off?
It's probably the keyboard.
There we go.
Oh yeah, no, you're off.
Yeah, that look better?
Yeah. I usually line it up with this little mantle thing.
Matt's in the chat. What's up, buddy?
Matt's in the chat, in the chat, in the chat. Matt's in the chat, in the chat, in the chat. Matt's in the chat, in the chat. Matt's in the chat. Who knew about that? Matt in the chat, in the chat.
It's been a week since we hung out with you guys.
I know it's been a minute. Do apologize.
Matt's in the chat. That's his song now. In the chat.
Test this coffee, make sure it's actually decent. Ran out of creamer over here.
Yeah, I had to cut it up. T Warrior 1. Good morning, man.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's Starbucks espresso.
It still has that watered down milk vibe because we don't have creamer.
This would cut up the creamer with the last of the creamer with 2% milk. But it does good. Manny Smith says use whole milk. That's right. Manny Smith is on that carnivore paleo diet.
I'm a whole milk fan.
Whole milk is good.
But coffee, I like cream.
Heavy cream.
I got
for
crap
me.
in my eyes. Starting off
That's
real
what she
nice
said.
here.
Hey Matt, that'll make you famous. Heavy cream, that's right, man. What up, P Mars? Sup, bruh?
I went to Ireland once, and the cream, the butter, everything there was phenomenal. Whole new level you'll never know.
Isn't that where that? What's that one butter that comes from? Kerrygold.
Yeah, but it's just it says Irish butter, but it's not. You're not in Ireland getting it. You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
imagine. Straight from the farm, straight from the cow's teat.
Exactly.
We don't have cows. We just have a bull.
Oh, we got. I mean, in Atwater Village, there's plenty of cows. You just gotta go into town.
Atwater, yeah. There's a lot of cows out here. That's for sure. So there's a couple topics, things I saw over the week. Interesting things. Did you have anything that you saw that caught your eye? Current event wise?
No cows. There's been so many things all the time that's like, kind of. I don't store them in my mind because it's usually always kind of like crazy stuff. But there's definitely been some things. I just can't think of it.
P. Morris has a comment. Says, I think Jesus was an anarchist, but not like Chopper Chaz anarchist, like an alpha male, non-violent anarchist. I disagree. What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't say anarchist.
And I wouldn't say non-violent. The dude tipped over people's tables and kicked them out of the temple.
Yeah, you could be violent and not be angry.
Yeah. Sometimes a man needs to get violent. If you got to defend your wife, defend your child, defend your neighborhood, your country. So, yeah, I don't think he was a pacifist at all.
Yeah, he's not like, you could do whatever you want. I'll just pray for you.
Yeah, they make, I think, those who control the media want us to think Jesus was like this weed-smoking, yoga-doing hippie who just is like, namaste, namaste, and it's just not, that's not Jesus.
That's not, now must go.
Yeah. That's what it means?
No, not must go, not must stay.
Namaste. Yeah, no, Jesus was based. He was a real man. He'd probably slap you if it were called for it, but he would wait for it to be revealed.
I had some guy on Instagram, I posted a joke meme about, it's like a starter kit for, and it showed like this girl like with the peace sign or something with a salt lamp and just a bunch of stuff and all these like, select few. Most people thought it was funny. But there was a couple people that got all pissed off. And this guy was like, Jesus, says that he went to India, so chances are he studied Buddhist. Like, I don't know, all this weird stuff. And he's like, basically, I was like, so Jesus himself had to study religion?
Yeah, super intellectual. The guy's comments were like essays. Each comment was an essay. First sign of somebody who is not living from the right spirit. Shouldn't take that many words to get your idea across. P. Mars says, that's why I said alpha male anarchist. He was just against authority. Well, I agree, but I don't know. I mean, I don't even use. I wouldn't use anarchist. He was just the man. He was the son of God. He was perfect in every way.
I mean, isn't anarchy like mayhem?
That's what it's rule without government, but it's usually associated with chaos. And they say when people say anarchy, it's anarchy out here. They picture people go like Antifa.
So you think Jesus read the anarchist cookbook?
No. Yeah, I think Jesus was just a based, red-pilled man, the Son of God, perfect. He knew when to be soft.
He just had eyes to see, and he saw so well that he knew what to do at all times.
At all times. He knew when he should speak up, when to get loud, when to be soft. He just knew. It's like, and I was just talking about that with a guy, I was telling Trevor about this. When you start waking up, you can help point other people back, and met some other brosif at the pull-up bars at the park. He said he was a Christian, but he's like those Bible-thumping Christians. He has a little notepad, like one of our buddies. And when I told him about how I looked at it, overcoming anger and stuff, he just kind of was like, huh, I've never heard anyone say that.
I think anger is natural.
Yeah.
I think there's a time for everyone to be angry.
Wasn't Jesus angry when he flipped the tables? Everyone loves saying that one. So, yeah. Just don't overthink it. You should be just able to see it. If you have to come up with what ifs and hypotheticals, you're probably still in the dark.
Well, the thing is that I realized for myself is that, the silent prayer and meditation, those kind of things where you sit, what happens is that you start to, make a habit of exercising your mind as the thinker to be able to separate yourself from your thoughts and separate your thoughts from your feelings so that you can see, have a light to see because for a long time it's like, you're in the water and you're just in all of those things at once, and you think that it's all you. When a thought tells you something, you're a servant to the thought, and you do it, and you think it's you. But when you start doing the meditation and prayer, you become more aware of when a thought is telling you something, and you're like, wait a second.
You gotta be the thinker, not the thoughts. And you're not creating them. You're just not gonna you're not gonna drift off into your head.
Yeah, and ideas I think are different, because even though they're like thoughts and they are, how you say, not real, but like for me, I noticed that I can see an outcome, right? Like if I think of, if I want coffee, that I must first visualize that I will grab the coffee and drink it, and because I see the outcome is that I'm going to grab it and I'm going to have it. Of course, I could stumble and spill the coffee all over myself too, which wouldn't be planned. But like, you have an idea and see an outcome and you execute it. I think that's different, because that's being the thinker and controlling the thoughts, as opposed to being the servant to the thoughts, when you don't know the difference, when you just think it's you, and thoughts are the ones that are controlling you and telling you things and you believe in them.
Yeah, and it started when you were real young. If you are, if you're lucky enough that God calls you back to wake up, then you will eventually remember that when you were a kid, you didn't have to debate things in your head and think about it. You were just curious. You would wonder. You discover things, and that's revelation. It should be a discovery. You just kind of see it, and you can observe it, and it's right there. The adults who are lost, they're the ones who try to give you all kinds of things to think about and then impose on you. And then there you go. The trauma is what opens up your mind and opens up your soul to let the devil in.
Say you said discovery, and that makes me think of conversations. I feel like there was a time when conversations were to have discovery amongst the people that were conversing. Now it's like, I want to be right. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to try to convince you that I'm right, as opposed to two people coming together to talk about stuff and discover new ideas together,
That's right.
And then it's always the ego that wants to do that.
It is. It's like I was talking to someone about with children. Like, now that I've woken up to things, I see that the way you should raise it, and you're not raising a child, obviously God is raising it. It's either the devil or God coming through you to raise that kid. But the way it should be is, let that kid discover, and they'll ask you questions, and they'll see you do things, and they'll be curious, and they'll wonder in amazement. Let them discover it, and then when they ask you a question, give them an honest answer that's appropriate for, the right words will come to you. You don't have to think about what's appropriate.
And if they're observant enough, they're gonna get the answers, because if you're the example, they're gonna see it, and they're gonna want to be like mom or be like dad.
Exactly. Dad's vision becomes mom's vision. Mom's vision becomes a child's vision, and it all comes from the source, the father. And that's just the order. The guy should see it first, and then the wife sees it, and then the kids see it, and then you guys live happily ever after. And it can be perfect. And a lot of people love to tell you that nobody's perfect, and they're just always trying to convince you that, just keep sinning. Like, oh, you don't have to abstain, or we were talking about today, like some people think everybody's gonna cheat. Everybody cheats. And that just sets yourself up to cheat on somebody.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
As soon as you tell yourself not to do something, you won't do something, you can't do something, like whether it be smoking weed or drinking or sex or whatever. As soon as you tell in your head, I'm not going to do this, all of a sudden that thought, like, it haunts you, because you're like, I said I wasn't going to do it. Now it's like, I don't want to do it, but I do want to do it, and it makes you go crazy, and you end up failing whatever expectation you create.
Because you started talking to the devil. That's why you just got to stop. And brings you to one of the first articles. Let's hear.
That's why at the end of the day, it comes down to playing God. When you try to play God and say what you will do, what you won't do, as opposed to living in the moment and just making the right decisions at the time that decisions are to be made, instead of planning and thinking about what you won't do and who you are and all those things. You'll make the right decisions if you love what's right, and if you have a clear of any resentment or anger. That's why forgiveness is so key, so you can have a starting at 0 point where you're just an observer and present to make decisions that are logic.
Yeah, because you're not judging. Your wife's not going to feel judged. She's going to judge you less and less. Like, you take the woman out of that hell that she she comes into, because the devil knows he can work on her. So your job as the man is you stay steady, and when she comes into your life, she's like this, and then you guys meet, you get to know each other, you get married, and then she starts to calm down and starts to match
It's like a
your
little
rhythm.
spermling.
That's a little like a spermling. Spermling.
Swim into the womb.
And she just starts to like level out, and you just keep working that, and your kids will have the same thing. They're going to follow dad's lead, and they're going to want to have that nice flat line.
Dad?
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 Good dad. Yale says, true dad. Women mirror the men they love. That's right. Christine Stewart disagrees. She says, holy moly, Hope. That ain't true about the babies.
What ain't true?
That you let the babies discover and you don't impose on them.
Why not?
I don't know. Why not?
If a baby didn't have parents and it just was in a little basket, abandoned, would he die, or would he, of course he needs to be taken care of, but the only way a baby learns is by observing what he sees, right?
That's right. I think it is true, but again, it comes down to the father. It all is set on the anchor, the husband. He is the cornerstone. He's the head cornerstone. And if he fails, then he fails to save her from herself, and he fails to save the children from her. So it all comes down to the husband.
It's true. Because the husband is definitely going to protect the children from the mother.
If he has to.
Because the mothers are usually women in general. It's not a knock against women at all. It's just the truth is that they're more emotional, and they're going to be in their thoughts more. They're going to imagine things more, and you're not going to be able to make those logical decisions when you have that space. So that's why it's like good to have a woman to have a husband that can keep her at bay with those thoughts and remind her out of love, like, that, hey, you're creating stories in your head, or, whatever you're doing. If you're being emotional, it's not good.
Yeah, and when we say it's the woman, it's not truly even her anyways.
It's a spirit. It's
exactly.
a female spirit.
And it's not even female. It's, in the end, the source is Satan. He just knows that because she is further removed from God, God made us with his hands. He made man with his hands. But he made the woman from our rib. So she's not made in the same manner that we were, and she's further removed from that source. So the devil came in through the weak side, through the weak link. And that's why it's not really her, but it's easy just to call it the female spirit because it's just easy to see that. But, truly it's not her. You don't resent your wife for that, because you know that it's just the devil working through your wife to try to get to you.
All right, it's the same Adam and Eve, Steve.
Adam and Eve. Adam and Oreo.
Man, I need this coffee more than ever.
Choking on my spit. Oh, man. Yeah, it's Adam and Eve being lived down through the ages. And then Jesus came to do what Adam couldn't, which is resist temptation. And he did it perfectly. And that was to show us, guys, you can do this. This is how you do it. Look at me. Boom. Couple bits of advice. Go and forgive. God will forgive you. Judge not. All those good little things. And we just follow his example, and it can be perfect. Even though your wife will tell you it's not perfect, because that's the devil talking. But as a man, you just got to keep doing it. Just keep walking the paths. Every now and then she runs off into the woods, and then she'll come walking back. That's all you can do. Raymond says, you had quite the time with Marcus Jones today. Yeah, Marcus Jones is a little bit...
Hey guys, funny. I think I blocked like maybe 5 or 6 accounts of his.
Bitch! It's just funny, like him and then Globetard Killer.
I think that guy actually came in on my Instagram today, left like a comment of something hateful, like, you look like a homosexual. Something that was like pretty funny. But I always end up just blocking these people because they're just trying to get a reaction. They're trying to, who knows what they're trying to do. It ain't good.
Yep.
Get them out of here!
They're just weak. Hydro PX nailed it. That's why for a woman to return to God, she has to return to the man first. Exactly. And the man, to finish that analogy, the man must return to God. He returns to God, she returns to the man, and then you have a perfect marriage. And it's fine.
Love and marriage.
Steve Reich! I love that show. Matt says, oh yeah, I missed Richie Ruxpin versus Marcus Mays Jones. What? Man, I was listening, but I was too busy. Yeah, they were just. I decided to go in on him.
I never see what he says because he's blocked, but I can see other people talking about him or mentioning me, so I know that he's talking crap.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think it's funny. I originally blocked him because he distracts. He brings negativity to the chat.
Yeah.
Like just always complaining. It's like, all right, we get it.
But the good thing though about someone like that is he exposes people like that Globetard idiot, because the ones who agree with that, who have no light of themselves, they latch onto anything. It's usually that other spirit because they're run by that same spirit. So they'll run to that, try and defend it first, like, oh, I'm just, it's just a joke, and then they'll take their side fully against you, and they use all the same little ridiculous, weak jokes and tactics. But it exposes who doesn't have a light at all. Most are fallen anyways, but some people are just way gone.
At the end of the day, I find it funny. Like words. What's the old saying? Sticks and stones can break
my bones.
Right? It's so true, because words don't mean. These days, people put so much weight and power into words. They're like, I can't believe you said that. And it's like, dude.
1 moment.
Most of the time, the people that are offended, I don't think I've ever been offended in my whole life. In my whole life, I think there's ever been a time I've been offended. Of course, there's like words in the family. People want to try to hurt each other in a dysfunctional household. But like, come on, man. Like, words, they don't mean anything.
Captain says, don't be answering Marcus. He loves to get your goat. Yeah, he does look like a little Afghani. He's always after my goat. We got Yale rooftop Korean.
Nice.
Based rooftop Korean on the line. Let me set him up on the stand. What's up, Yale?
I appreciate the tribute to my motherland. How are you guys?
Great, man. All is well.
I'm tired, but I'm good.
How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I just got off work and watching your live stream on my way home.
Nice.
Just a heads up, I think it may cut off on the way I'm on the train, but
okay.
just wanted to say hi,
I
guys.
took a trip on a train. That's cool. You usually always take the train?
Yeah, as long as I don't, there's a schedule obviously, so as long as I don't miss it, I don't own a car. I take all public transportation or Uber, so.
The train is cool. I feel like the train is classier than like a bus or something.
Yeah, the train is definitely classier than a bus. That's for sure. What do I look like, Rosa Parks?
Uh-huh.
So, anything interesting happening in Utah?
Interesting stuff. Nothing really has changed here. I think you guys have way more interesting stuff. Like that lockdown recently with California, that's crazy. I've been following what's going on there, but as far as Utah goes, like, we've been all right. We've had somewhat of a restriction on like public spaces and whatnot, but I think overall it's pretty mellow here.
There is actually a question from the chat that I was just talking to Trevor about this. Maybe you hear what you think. Have you heard about that new red table talk thing between Will Smith and his wife Jada?
Oh,
Better.
That's hilarious. I was just listening to a YouTuber video before. So I haven't seen the actual talk, but I've been following what's going on, because I think it's interesting, because it's pretty reflective of Beta.
Yeah, he needs to forgive his mother for sure.
But it's really, I feel bad for the guy, because I can relate to Philly guy, and I always thought Will Smith was funny and upbeat, and I never really got any negativity from the guy, but yeah, it's total Beta.
You can tell she runs the show.
Oh, absolutely. What I had heard about the Red Table Talk was it seemed like he felt like he was guilty. Like, he felt like he was guilty even though she had cheated on him, which is very manipulative, and you know that's not an uncommon thing that happens, where the guy kind of feels like he's done something. Not that it's always that case, but yeah, total beta. You know, you can tell she's very manipulative. Just by looking at her face.
Yeah, look at her face. Look at the way their kids turned out. It's just a mess.
I mean, that's the number one symptom, the way the kids turn out, right?
That's how you know.
That's the number one, yeah. And then, you know, I don't really follow it too much, but I saw that the guy that she's with now is also a beta. He's like 26 or something, 27.
Oh, God.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, she's looking for another son.
She actually said in the conversation, she said something to the effect of that she helped him heal. Playing mama, like just that same spirit, thinking that she's gonna be God to some young guy.
That's so controlling, dude. You guys know, like, that's not normal. It doesn't make sense. Like, you know, Richie is 20, you get that shirt on, it's pretty relevant, right? Like, what's the intention here? You know, she's not gonna have a kid with that guy.
Nope.
And she's like what, 50 or something? She's old.
She's old. She's old and haggard.
Yeah, you can just get the vibe that she's angry. Like, even if she's smiling, there's just something about it, the way she looks, man.
She's not happy. There's no peace in that heart.
I would never get involved with a lady like that.
It goes to show you, though, man. Like, imagine you're Will Smith, right? You're famous, you got money, you're successful, you have it all, and it's still not enough, because it's like, you know, if you got a marriage, and she ends up cheating on you or whatever, it's like, it doesn't matter what you have in the public's eye or whatever. It's like, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, you're right, man. It's really just all an illusion. And, you know, the cliche is money doesn't make you happy. And I think most people have heard that or understand that at some point. But
yeah,
I feel bad because Will Smith was always like, you know, everybody grew up on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, but you know, like I think too, it's like they're actors. We only see what they allow us to see, and the same thing goes with even this interview that we saw. Imagine as dysfunctional as it is that we saw, that was them discussing, you know, their business on camera. So imagine what their, like, you know, interactions are like when they're off camera in their real house with their real family. I bet you that's so dysfunctional, and I bet you her, like, the Satan comes out of her, and he just submits.
You remember Yale? I was gonna say I mixed it up. Yale Min, Yin. You remember Alexis Arquette, the brother, one of the Arquette brothers who became a tranny?
No, it sounds vaguely familiar, but you have to remind me.
He was in Pulp Fiction. He was the guy hiding in the bathroom who popped out with the gun and it went right through Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta. Well, that guy, before he died under whatever circumstances, I think he committed suicide or something, he had called out a lot of people, and two of the people he called out were Will and Jada. And there's a long-running rumor by multiple people that Will Smith is into men and Jada is into women, and that their marriage is a marriage of convenience and business.
Yeah, they're definitely like a... They're supposed to just look like something to the people. It's not real. You can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, just look at the results. Like, look at the kids. Like, kids that are, I think I should say that I feel most bad for them, because just imagine, like, your parents' relationship is in the public eye. Like, I'm sure for them to behave the way they do, I'm sure you've heard all the things about child celebrities. Like, it's not good for kids.
No. Yeah, Hollywood is full of... I mean, everyone's keeping secrets in Hollywood. There was just that girl who died for the Glee star, which, like, they've lost 3 or 4 people on Glee. One of them was charged with pedophilia, and he had, like, loads of child pornography on his computer, that one dude. Then he committed suicide, and then, like, 2 other people died, and now this one mom, she went to a lake right here in, you know, just north of L.A., her and her 4-year-old son, so famous actress, by herself, no security, no nobody else, goes to swimming in the lake. 4-year-old